us continue our controlling chapter. Now we have to see the controlling stages, how the controlling to be done step by step. The various stages, various phases you have to pass to get the actual information regarding whether the set standard and the actual result are properly going or not. And if not, the deviations are found, then how many steps are to be taken. So the stages, the phases, the steps of controlling activity today we are going to learn. So here, if you want to control the whole system, if the process is set, then how many steps are to be taken, how many activity to be there. The very first, as you know, that is setting standard. Without a planning, controlling not possible. We have observed that planning and controlling are the two sides of a coin. So very first that you need to have a setting of standard. Your standard must be clear. You must know that what you want to achieve. In that setting standard, these are the various points which you have to keep in mind when you set your standard. The very first, that standard may be that qualitative. What quality assurance you are looking for? What quality beyond this, below that, it cannot be accepted. So your qualitative standard has to be set. The next is quantitative. Your standard must be clearly mentioned that this much quantity need to be received. Quantitative standard to be there in your standard. Easy to understand. Top management going to set the standard. What you mention, it must be easy in language. It must be easy for subordinate and employee to understand. So for the understanding, to understood the whole point, easy understandability must be there in your set standard. Standard may be a long term or may be a short term. You may be setting a standard for a longer period of time, that in 10 years this we have to attain. In 50 years this is what our target, and in 1 year this is what we want to achieve. So a very long term and a short term target are to be set. Standard must be clarified. Your standard must be done by the top management. So top management has an idea that what they are expecting, but such expectation must be properly communicated to the subordinate, to the second level, middle level and a bottom level management. The information has to be given to employees. Ultimately, who does the work? The employees. Actual work done by the functional management, by the you can say that the bottom management. So what is there in your mind must be properly communicated to them, that what they have to achieve. Now your standard must keep in mind the various factors. The factors like that what profit you want to achieve, what is going to be your production target. You have to keep in mind the cost aspects also. So these are the target you set in your standard, and this target must be mentioned that this much must be profit earned during the year. This is the target for our production. This is our cost limit. It cannot exceed than this particular limit. So the standards may be in the various targets. The standard must be precisely mentioned that what physical appearance you want for your product that you are looking for. What be the cost price? See, the input cost and your profit margin going to decide the maximum cost. Now you know very well at what cost the competitors are selling the product. If the competitors are selling at a particular rate, you can't exceed that rate. And if you go for it, nobody will buy your product. So you are being in trouble. So the cost price of the product also to be kept in mind at time of setting the standard, that our cost should not exceed a limit. What expected revenue you are expecting from the particular product. So revenue to be considered, capital employed to be considered. So when you set the standard, these are the aspects which you need to keep in mind, and looking to all the points you set your standard. Standard setting is the first step of your controlling process. What standard you set, accordingly it's like you can say that first aspect. Depends on that the comparison going to be there. So this particular portion of your process is a very important, because the next step depends on this particular step. After that, you have set the standard, you have communicated to employee, all are doing their work. Now the second, that gathering information. The step number 2, gather the information. Now you have to collect the information, what is going on in an organization. Is everyone doing work properly? Is everyone are engaged with the purpose for what they are employed? So the gathering information from the organization through the middle level, through the bottom level. So here the personal observation, information can be collected. Why to trust other? We must see with our own naked eye whether the thing is going on well or not. Somebody may give a wrong information, somebody may be biased with someone. So we should not trust. We should do it personally with our personal observation. You may ask for the oral report. The middle level management, the main function is to do the reporting. So the top management may ask for the oral report. If you want an evidential proof, you ask for the written report. The written in black and white, when the thing is written, the person who write the report think 10 times, because he know that consequences may be there. So always prefer to have a written report rather than the oral, because ultimately thing on paper help you. Next, that actual situation. When you observe, you take these many 3 steps, you come to know the actual situation. What is the scenario of an organization? What sort of things are going on in an organization? So first step, you have set the standard. Second step, you are trying to get the information from your organization. Now step number 3, that is measuring performance. You have to measure. You have to see what actual result are produced by your employees. Comparison we will do later on. First, what they have attended, that to be measured. So here we are going to measure actual performance of every employee. In our importance, we have observed that delegation of authority can be done better with the help of controlling. So here, when you actual measurement of every individual you do, you get to know about their productivity, you get to know about their efficiency and how good they are for an organization. Here you come to know. Now this measurement again can be done qualitative measurement and the quantitative measurement. Qualitative measurement means that per unit production, if possible, to count and you can measure, that is quantitative. And the quantitative means you can see the certain thing cannot be measured. So in a quantity form, things are not measured, but with the result and with the perfection and with their sincerity of doing work, the quality always comes out. And you can easily say that the person is having performing his duty in a very qualitative manner. So in you can say that qualitative and quantitative means you can measure the actual performance, so you come to know about every individual how they are doing their work. After measurement, the fourth one is comparison with actual performance and with a set standard. Now you have this number 3, actual performance, and you have number 1, that is the standard. Compare this with this. You come to know the deviation. You come to know the difference, what you are looking for and what the result is. Your expectation may be too high, your expectation may be too low, your expectation may be fulfilled. All the three possibilities are there. So it requires to think about that what next we can do better. So here that comparison of actual performance with the set standard. Here what you have to do is get the actual performance measurement. Here what you have done, that measurement you have to see, get it first. And this number 3, get the measurement and compare with the first. Second is that compare with the set standard. So this is your point number 3, this is your point number 1. When you compare these two, you will find the deviations. You will find some change. It is hardly possible that dot to dot, figure to figure things are same. All human are different, all human efficiency are different, all human dedication towards work different. So you will find some deviation, something different. So deviation means that something different that what you are getting. Now this deviation may be a normal or acceptable. You know, certain things from the humanity point of view you consider it's okay, it happens. With anybody it happened. Because no person, no man is 100% perfect. Little bit 1% point percentage, it may be here and there. So normal and acceptable. This may be there, then there is no need for us to do much. It's acceptable. If it is a major, if you find that there is a drastic change in the result what we are looking for and you are getting, it means need to worry about, need to think about. So two type of deviations you will find. The next is that not attended the set standard. Sometimes it possible that what you have asked, they are even not nearby, not attended at all. Sometimes it happens that our parents may be expecting that my child definitely get 90%. Now 90% is something great, that what you are looking for. Child may be a below average. So he may be getting around 35 or 40%. So where is 90 and where is 40? It is something a big difference, not attended set standard at all. Next position may be that the set standard are obtained easily. A very brilliant, clever child looking for his person, child expectation is to get 99% and parents are very happy with 85% only. So here the child capability are much more than what you are thinking. So here also it's not a good sign that very easily your targets are achieved. It means that something wrong in your target. You see the potential, you see the capacity, you see the efficiency. If this is something more, then you have to revise your target. So now, when you find all this deviation, the next point is number 5, that take the corrective measures. You have to be alert by looking all this. It required, it is ringing a bell that you need to be alert. You do something. Now let us see what something can be done. See, when it is normal or acceptable, in that case, there is no change in the condition. If it is normal and acceptable, it's fine, everything going on smoothly, everything as per target, your target is appropriate and there is no change. So this point leads to the no change in the condition. There is no need of a change. Second, that when you see that your major differences are there, the major differences leads to the point number 2, that change the condition and remove the deviation. Here something major is going on. So we need to think, we need to observe, we need to rethought and we need to change our conditions and remove the deviation. The next is that change the condition and establish a fresh new standard. Why you require this? that not attended the set standard at all. It means that the child is a below average and you are asking for 99%. How it possible? It's better that you change and set a new standard. Your expectations may be very high. You rethought. You make a fresh establishment, make a fresh decision regarding your standard. The next is set standards are changed and a new higher standard are established. See here, when very easily your person has done the work, it means that your standards are below. Management is not expecting proper. So here new higher standards are to be established. Is it clear? So in this manner, number 1, let us recapitulate. Set the standard. While setting, consider all these points minutely. Then set standard by the top management. Get the information what is actually going on in your organization. Measure the performance individually by each and every employee, what performance done by them. Compare the standard with your measure, what you have received. You will find the deviation. And when the deviation found, you have to make the corrective measures. See, if you close your eyes and if you don't improve, then you are not going to get the result. You have to be alert. You have to be always vigilant. And you have to react. You have to put into action. Whatever is going on need to be checked out. You can't get the desired result without any much efforts. It's not possible. Humans, the labor, keep on going to take advantage of the ease and easy situation. You have to control them. You have to get work done from them. You are paying salary to them. You are giving money. So the return out of money has to be ensured. And that's why your comparison is very important. Your corrective measures are very important. And time to time, timely improvement steps has to be taken. So this is how the whole controlling process to be followed in an organization for better result and for better you can say profitability of an organization. Thank you.